Welcome Capricorns. I'm Key and this is our doorway. We are now passing the doorway. We're now in the Akashic Records. This is for Sun, Moon, and Rising. For all those that are also taking on the energy of Capricorn, you may be experiencing the energy of wanting to connect the dots or thinking about what I'm hearing in my mind's eye before even pressing the record was commonwealth. What do you have in common with wealth, or regards into how we define commonwealth in our society? For masculine and feminine energies that are watching this video, that might be a concept that you are probably thinking about exploring or seeing how it can cultivate or how it can make changes. So let's see what's in store for Capricorns or people that are taking on Capricorn energy. Maybe thinking about making a business. Or how you look at business too. And business is not always work related. Businesses can be in regards to how you look at relationships. Relationships is in a way like a business. How do we operate it? How do we make it better? How do we make it with a closer bond to it? How do we invest? How does our relationships that we have in our world reflect that as a business dynamic? They say love is work. Isn't work like business? Isn't work a business? So that concept, or how we conceive those notions, may be of relevance to you. I know for myself, talking with you guys, and when it comes to addressing my mind's eye, I have that, when I say that phrase, I'm really going by the messages I get, not just from spirit, but from your ancestors that passed on to the spiritual realm, along with my ancestors as well, of course. Angels, archangels, and just also the energy of who you are is coming through for me to give you either a movie scene that I see in my mind's eye, or a statement or advice or any of that nature. And when speaking of God, it could be in the form of saying God, Goddess, God, Gaia. Those are the terms that I use in expressing the names that you may have heard in society in regards to this beautiful energy or entity that has created all things. It could be Krishna for you. It could be Kali Ma. I'm also resonate with Kali Ma a lot. It can be Kuan Yin, Buddha, Yahweh, Judah, the Quran. Whatever resonates or lets you know or reassures you that you are not alone in having a guide or God guide you in whatever you do. Because you are image. You are that image. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, you're making some changes. Let's see what your changes are going to be. I'm saying that based on the number that I just seen by looking at the screen. It was saying 5, the number 5, and it just went to 22. So 522, anything that you're putting together, anything that you're tying together, that something about togetherness that you are really looking at would be of significance to you. Okay, and your truth of the matter. All right, so let's get started. See, your heart's desire. Wow, spiritual. So you're spiritually looking at Virgo energy, or the Virgo direction. So your heart is looking at methods for the power of healing, or methods for the healing power of the analyzing. I was feeling that through your energy a second ago when we were talking. And you're looking at resulting from the perfections of. When we think of perfections, right? In order to be perfect at something, we had to experience it as imperfect. For example, my mind's eye is giving me a lot of concepts to look at, but I'm going to give you some of them. Tying a shoe. Everyone had to learn how to tie their shoe, right? Yet, depending on who taught you, their conception or their way of practicing tying a shoe could be different than someone else. They might have showed you the bunny ears version of tying a shoe. Another one might have showed you a loop and then making another loop, then tying it around, or making the shape of an ear and then using the other string to tie it around to make the other ear. It's so many ways that you could tie a shoe, and it depends on who's teaching you how to tie the shoe, that once you learn it or practice it, meaning you have to tie your shoe at some point. So that means you got to constantly practice it. And at first it's going to feel very frustrating or feel annoying. It's like, why bother? But you know that if you don't really bring yourself to look at what is bothering you about tying the shoe, then how will you ever know how to tie a shoe? You will always have to ask somebody else to help you tie your shoe. And like anybody, we don't want to always rely on another person to do things that we know we can do ourselves. So eventually you got it, and you're like, wow. Now, what could have been of interest is, did you use the practice that somebody else taught you? Or did you had stumble upon your own way of tying a shoe? So I mentioned 3 ways you may have heard about tying a shoe. Now we have a 4th way of tying a shoe, which is your version of it. What feels comfortable for you. So yes, to be a perfectionist means you have to look at the imperfections of something. And knowing that imperfection still has the word perfection in it. It is your input that creates that imperfection to become perfection. If that's making sense. What else is your heart driving you to understand or to demonstrate? Wow, you are the sun. That makes sense, Capricorn. You're becoming more centered in not only how you control things, but how you perceive things. How do you shine a light on situations, or how do you become that sunlight of success in your own way? Success in learning how to tie the shoe was one example. Another success could be in how you show by your actions. What are you demonstrating? Mentally, what are you realizing? And you're physically looking at ways where you could practice acting like a leader. Capricorns, you're all about companies, building companies, cultivating. These terms that I'm using will require you to have the courage, or to see the courage within you to create that world, or to create that type of situation in your life. And from you always doing that, you're starting to see, Capricorns, that you are a natural born leader. It may take something in your world to have you demonstrate that you are, in fact, a leader. And if you are concerned, or may have been going back and forth, are you or are you not, have the characteristics of a leader? You really do. But it's going to take something in your active world to show you. It's like, is something going to be in your world, Capricorns, that's going to allow you, even allow yourself to show that you are a leader after all. And once you start to not only see that, but you're physically playing that part out, you will realize that you do have what it takes, and you do find excellent solutions to a lot of serious concepts, or you find solutions to situations or serious things that people may shun off. You find a way how to make it soothing, or how to make it solvable for others to synchronize or sink their teeth into when it comes to thought. All right, let's look at your presence. Wow, your energy, and as well your ancestors, your archangels, are here to let me know that commonwealth concept, or common, what is common about wealth, has always helped you to, or have always shown you the way in how to make a more concrete community, a more camaraderie, conglomerate. Again, these terms resemble you, Capricorns, or any masculine or feminine person that is watching this reading. You have that as a characteristic trait within you. Your community or communal living would love to have your concepts, or would love to connect to the kind of concepts, or this is what you're doing in your community, is connecting to those concepts to actual people. Wow. When it comes to being that matriarch, being that mother figure, and again, even if you're a masculine energy, and I believe I addressed this before with you guys in this reading, I'm not sure. I feel it. But if you're wondering, masculine, how can you possibly have a mother energy? A mothering way about you. The way you map out even how to handle situations show that you really look at all things, or all people that truly matter to you. It's like, before you go out into the world, you're thinking about other people in your world, and that influences in a way the way you're going to take charge in your life. So that is what mothers do, or aspect of a mother, let's say. Mothers, when they make actions, or when they bring out their characteristics, or when they bring out their courage or their charisma, it is always to make sure that the family is taken care of. So Capricorns, again, you know how to take care of others, and by taking care of yourself. So you definitely have that within you, if you're wondering. Females, even if you're not a mother, how can you tell that you have that motherly way about you? When people are around you, female Capricorns, or whoever's watching, taking on this Capricorn energy, have you noticed that people look at you to not only care for them, but to show them how they care about themselves a little bit more? They always come to you, or they always call on you or call upon you for your advice, for your charm, for just that consciousness of like having those conversations that tap into their conscious nature or their subconscious nature. It's like you allow people feminine to feel comfortable bringing out their true self. That's what mother figures do. A mother makes a person know and reassures them that they are safe to be themselves. And that is something that moves people a lot about you, Capricorns. Wow, okay. Whenever you get a chance, check out Aries reading, because this card came up for Aries reading as well. If you are going through any imprisonment or slavery when it comes to feeling trapped or feeling like whatever is in front of you cannot be changed, if you felt like you've been going through a lot of circumstances that make you feel like you cannot move, or that you have no real control over your life in a way, you see that this door is open, right? It takes you to step out on faith, to step out knowing that you have the right skills, you have the right strategies, you have the right intuitions, you have the right stature of a person that can not only pull through or pull it together, but can actually open your own doors for yourself, or from you stepping out and believing in yourself and believing what you want to start, other doors that may have been closed to you, Capricorn, will start to open for you. In a way, it maybe the universe or the ethers were waiting on you to have that understanding that it takes you to make other doors open, to make opportunities come to you. It takes you to just stand tall and to know that you will see things through. You are the sun. We can't live without the sun. So, in regards to you, Capricorns, you have the right stuff. Know that. Embrace that. You no longer have to impersonate that type of character, because it is you. It just takes you to fully understand that and know that, okay? You have, look, yeah. You have that food and hunger. Definitely check out Aries reading. You have this food. You're very fruitful. Whatever you find out about yourself can also help others too get out of certain situations that they may be experiencing. Whatever is giving you this hunger to move forward, use that to your advantage. or what gives you hunger, what gives you this sense of wanting to know or learn more, or understand the concepts of things. Dive into that. See where it actually takes you, okay? If you, and again, if you experience having finances and then at times not having finances, like sometimes you're stable and sometimes you're not, this will this will not be another cycle like that again. It's like whatever you had, like you had to experience having money and you had to experience not having money. Remember that perfection is you perfected your finances. And then at times it looked like you didn't, because the way money was being drained out, being lost, not finding a way to keep it accumulating. These things happen to you, Capricorns, because it was preparing you to be that leader. Again, it's all about leadership. If you are the CEO or the chief executive, or these terms that are higher rank in any business or in relationships, like you're the chief, you're the head honcho in the relationship, right? In order for you to even get that entitlement, you had to experience things that was not always solid. Sometimes it was a little slippery. And you figured out how to, even in slippery situations, how to be more controlled, how to be more centered, I should say. So when experiencing these type of things again, rather than fall into that too deeply, you knew how to go above and beyond. Okay? So let's look at your angel cards to see what is going to be taking place actively. So energetically, you're energetically becoming the 6 of water. Wow. Virgo. You see that? 6 and 6. So you're seeing that what you stand in and what you seek out is going to be like a win-win situation for you. Like seeing the sunny side of a situation, when maybe before looking at a situation could have caused you sadness, you're looking at situations from a different way. It's like looking at it, seeing it in a different way will give you more success. Maybe you're looking at when you were 6 years old, that food and hunger. Maybe you, when it came to community, I don't know, whatever you had to experience had to be very traumatic, because it's asking you in the now to, again, my mind's eye is telling me to say to you, it is okay. Saying to yourself, it is okay. Saying to yourself, you are successful. Saying to yourself, you have stood up from things that could have caused you to stumble. Saying and reminding to yourself that your success has come or has always been in a way from your struggles. Your struggles have showed you how to be successful. Your struggles have showed you how to be strong. Your struggles showed you how to stand in your truth. If this is in relationships, who you are, how you see yourself is the way people will see you. You are in a constant, it's like having, oh wow, why am I getting coronation? Or correlation? It's like when you were put into a corner, like say for instance, you see yourself as emotional at times, or seeing yourself as stable emotionally, then what you will receive is people that are emotionally stable as well. If you experienced not having stability from your emotions, or not speaking of your emotions, right? Then you will have others that have that same stagnation or that same issue where it comes to speaking through their emotions. It may come off as silly, but you know what? It's actually not. That's what makes us human. That we can actually speak and say things that make others understand where we're coming from emotionally. This is maybe when you were speaking when you were young about your emotions. Maybe you have been exiled for that or shunned away for showing your emotional side. Know that this time around, again, that full circle, you're going to come across situations where you actually got to speak on your emotions. And know that this time you will be successful and not imprisoned or shunned out for showing your emotional side. So, you have 3 cups here. A celebration will take place when you start to speak of your emotions, when you start to see your intuition as a very empowering skill within you. Okay? So, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, whether you have children or looking at your childhood. Romanticizing the past. A lot of times we romanticize about the past. I know for me, I used to romanticize about the past. Like, I only looked at the sunny side of my life. But at 6 years old, for me, it was very difficult. Even expressing my emotions were hard, because when I did express my emotions, only the close people in my life understood it. But for those that I wanted to be close to, they used to think it was silly or stupid. And that made me shut down emotionally and just show my mental way of thinking or show my physical way of thinking. That cost me a lot in different relationships. Like the relationships that I did really want to have, when it came to expressing my emotions, I was scared to do it. And what happened is it became a domino effect where people around me that I did want, or people that I wanted to love one-on-one, stopped doing that. Like, stopped being around me because I couldn't show that side of myself for being scared. It's as if I thought that they would stab me emotionally or shun me, like the ones that I really did care about. And that wasn't fair, because I didn't give people that opportunity to see that side of me first. I just put in my mind that all people are the same, and they're not. So Capricorns, this may be, I'm just giving you something of me personally to show you that, hey, I'm a reader, but I am imperfect as well. But I see the perfections of who I am at the same time. And that's what you're starting to see in yourself. Okay? Whatever happened to you at a young age is not going to happen to you now. I don't know if something is telling me to say that. So, what you are embracing energetically, you are embracing the 8 of Earth. So you may be doing some soul searching when it comes to why maybe emotions have been an element of who you are that has been an impactful situation. Or if this is not in regards to your emotions, you can be probably eager to embrace a whole different experience in your environment. So you might be doing research on how to be more involved in that concept. So say you want to change the scenery, or start doing things that really make you feel successful. Then whatever you want to start that you want to see as a successful experience, read about it. I know when I was working at, I was in my teenage years. I was working at Mid-Manhattan Library and 92nd Y Library. 92nd Y Library is hitting me real close. I think it's because of I was into styling or redecorating a scenery. I felt that when we decorate a scenery, it changes our energy and the type of abundance that could come in. Well, I didn't know what abundance meant then, but I did feel like whatever we change in our environment brings a element of change that is positive. And one day, I asked the boss that hired me, like, oh, is it a name for decorating your home or changing your style of clothes? And it's like, oh, well, you might want to look into Feng Shui, or you might, and I was like, Feng Shui, what is that? And I looked in there, it was like, it actually confirmed what I thought. I just didn't know that it exists. So when I found books about Feng Shui, it showed me how, again, going back to childhood, you know how when you could do spring cleaning, right? Or when you just get this energy of wanting to rearrange your room, like your bed is put in a different area, your TV's put in a different area, your drawers put in a different area, you even think about changing the color paint in your room. All of a sudden, it brings in new experiences and new energy and more things to do that really resonates with you or like you can relate to. It just blew my mind that this simple act became a significance of success in the current. So what I'm telling you is something I need to do myself. So just like I told Libras, you might want to look at Libras reading too, because they had this card as well. Something about styling or redecorating. And that's even when the way we experience life. Like, whatever you stop telling yourself to do, you're going to have this energy of wanting to embody that, like embrace it. Like, oh, I didn't think about reading, oh my God, what is it? Bon Appetit. That's a magazine for those that know them, know that that magazine where it talks about ways to cook food and oh my God, oh, it's in my head, something digest, landscape digest. It's like that's another magazine where it shows you ways in which you can decorate your home. Like, I used to just look at the pictures and then see how I can emulate that through finding a bracket, like going to Target or Walmart or these are just two stores to get that same concept without spending a lot of money. So maybe that's something you may be thinking about. I don't know. How others are seeing you from this new way of seeing things, Capricorns. Wow. They see you as the Queen of Earth. So they see that whatever you want to make happen, it happens. When you want to make new experiences, it's right in front of you. When you want to make moves in your environment, it comes to you. Like, again, making that move, making that step in that direction that you always wanted to do, is going to bring abundance to you. So people are seeing you as the Queen of Earth. They see you as thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible. This can be people that are taking on Taurus energy, where they're all about the totality of things. Seeing another Virgo, where they're all about seeing how to perfect something. They may, it's not like it's not where they critique, but it's like they give you some concepts or like information on how to make whatever you want to do even better. That's a Virgo energy. Capricorn, another Capricorn like yourself, can be showing you or congratulating you on this changing for you. So, make time for those around you, Capricorn. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. That would explain why your energy and your ancestors were giving me that concept of changes and perfecting something. Okay? They're also, people in your environment also seeing you as the Knight of Air. So they see that you're very dedicated and you're using your intellectual way of thinking to tackle anything that may have caused a daunting issue for you. You're very decisive, idealistic, and tireless. So events that occur with great speed, they see that you are taking time to carefully review your options and you're showing your creative solutions. From people seeing you like this, Capricorns, you are energetically going to become a straight shooter when it comes to the way you figure things out. You're going to be now understanding that whatever you had to face in the past was preparing you for your future and for your present situation. You're going to be very fortunate, or you're going to have fortune come to you. But the reason why fortune is coming to you is because you had to go through cycles of not having, or cycles of understanding what is it that you really want, what is it that you really need, and not just what you will settle for. You're not settling anymore. I don't think you ever had, but if you ever experienced settling in life, you're now seeing that that has caused you to not really experience the passion that you wanted, or not really experience the type of finances that you were looking for, or not have you experienced the type of foundation you always wanted to meet or make in your world. So now you're going to start standing your ground. Don't give up. So whatever you're doing something that you are going to see through. And as you're seeing whatever it is through, protect that which you are creating. You are wise. You have the wand. So you know how to, again, weather that storm and how to really work things in your court. So have courage and believe in yourself. Believing in yourself will allow you to know that you can bounce back and have bounced back from more frightening situations than what you experience now. Like, really look back at the last 9 years, 9 months, even at the time from 6 years old to 9. Again, it's something about childhood. Like, if you had to compare who you are now to the child version of yourself, you will honestly start to see, like, wow, I experienced things way more frightening, way more fearful than what I'm going through now. And if it is true